green light flashes, the flags go up, churning and burning. They yearn for the cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Commissioner's Fantasy Football Recap Show. Yes, we made another one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not wearing my ring, but I got a Fantasy Football Championship ring. Commissioner's a little different this year. I'm a little icy, clean. In case you can't tell, the gold. Got a little Fitz magic in me. JoJo, welcome back, sir. Welcome back. My esteemed colleague, my friend, my guest, my best friend. So here we are, man. Here we are, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's exciting to be back, man. I've been waiting quite a while to finally put some thoughts onto some teams and see how they do.
Me too, man. Like, nothing is better. I have literally been just looking at fantasy football stuff all day, filling this cranium with so much knowledge. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, a little preview of this week's show. Great fantasy recaps. We have an incredible waiver wire. Outstanding, phenomenal week one moves going on there. And then we have a 3P at the end, which is the previews, predictions, and pretentiousness. Joe, who is our official and unofficial sponsor that this show is brought by?
Well, before we get into it, you guys just blindly like and subscribe before we tell you that our Hey, remember when I just said before the show that I never had our unofficial sponsor with me, because if they sponsored, then I would have them with me?
I don't know why you would say that during the show, but yes, I do remember.
It's our unofficial sponsor, Fireball. And I figured new year, new me, let's go. I brought some Fireball, our unofficial sponsor. That's the surprise that I had for you.
Good, man. Joe, with that being said, I like the ice on it. Nothing smoother, ladies and gentlemen. That is the one, the only, the kiss of the devil, Fireball.
Not really.
First matchup recap this week. Fantasy Messiah playoff team last year loses 102.6 to 121 for Brees Lightning, who was technically the worst team in the league last year. Lost the losers bracket. Fantasy Messiah's end of things. Scored the second lowest amount of points this week, and that was by a fraction. Like a frog's hair away from being the worst. Not great outlook.
Like 0.46. Sorry, continue. Thank you.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt you on that. I just really want to get to this point out here. The most disappointing, Travis Kelce. Obvious reasons, right? First overall pick. Not playing week one. That's not what you signed. That's not what you draft guys number one overall to do. Am I right? If we did, we might have got Cooper Kupp. Joey Franchise, 3.16 points. Who would have saw that company? Mr. Money, thanks over there. While the quarterback on the bench had 23. That's disappointing from you, Daniel. 5 other players are 10 or below. 7 players below 12.53. That is not going to win you any ball games. Now on to the recap for Brees Lightning's most. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Daniel. I'm just skipping past your trash team. Aaron Jones was one of your most impressive. Ravens D was 21, most impressive. Other than that, it was trash. Horrible day. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. Toss it like Kobe. Let's begin. Brees Lightning's recap, Joe. This is actually exciting news right here. Mahendra scored the 4th highest total this week. Congratulations for him. Most disappointing, the J.D. McKissick 2.0, aka Antonio Gibson, came out and put up 0.63. Not as bad as a goose egg, a 0, but it's still just disgusting to look at. George Kittle 3.14, and you drafted the first kicker in our league, Justin Tucker, and he only got you 5. Not what you draft a kicker to get you, right?
We know, a.k.a. Matt Gay.
Bingo. Roberto Aguiu. And your most impressive was Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, who now calls himself the Lion. He is transforming. It's Pokemon for this man. 42 points. The 49ers defense got you 23.5. Shout out to Breece Hall on the bench, your namesake, putting up 19 points on 11 touches. That's efficiency. Fantasy Fraud falls to 0-1. They're now in 7th place. That's Daniel. While Brees Lightning goes to 1-0 in 3rd place. Matchup, Joe. We have you.
What about me?
Your team name. Can you say your team name?
Oh, Chase D's.
There you go. Chase D's, who finished 6th place a year ago, dominates, taking down Boner Pills, who finished last year 7th place. So not an ominous sign for Jonathan. The score was 122 to 102. Joe, your recap on this. You had the 3rd highest score of the week. Bravo, my friend. Bravo.
And very likely the highest defensive score of the year.
We'll get to that. That's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. The most disappointing. The whole team minus Dallas defense. Goodness gracious. Joe.
Yeah.
Penny, that was the best draft move anybody could have done, especially you. The rest of your team had 71.79 combined between 8 players.
Yeah.
Joe, do you know what that is on average?
Tell me.
8.97 points a player.
Disgusting.
Ooh. That is disgusting, dude. Sustainable? Question mark. Extra shout out to Dallas Goedert joining the 0 points in week 1 club. You got to love those guys, don't you? R.I.P. Rashad Penny.
What happened?
Most impressive. The Cowboys defense, 50 points from anybody is incredible. They were the highest score in our fantasy league this week. Unreal. I actually have that in the notes. Unreal. Shout out to Brandon Ayuk for a truly impressive 30.9 point performance, Joe. Great pick.
Yeah.
Started him. That would have helped you out a whole bunch.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Following up on this, we now go into Jonathan's team, who was horrible. They had the lowest score of the week. This was just abysmal. Right matchup, right time, right, Joe?
Yeah, thankfully. Well, I like it.
Most disappointing is going to be Lamar Jackson, Jamal Williams, Mike Williams, CeeDee Lamb, TJ Hawk, and Harrison Butker, all below 10. 6 players total. Never want that. Most impressive was going to be Run CMC. I still can't believe Run CMC was not the 3rd pick in our draft, or 4th at latest, because he clear but intentional. Joe.
He was our second pick.
No, Jefferson was.
Then CMC was number 3.
You were number 3. He was number 5. He was number 5. Mahendra took Tyreek Hill at 4th.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Mahendra took Tyreek Hill at 4th.
I took Eckler over CMC?
Huh?
Oh,
no, Mason Packer John at 6.
I took Jamar Chase. Chase D's.
Yeah, you took Chase, 3rd pick. Yeah, Chase D's nuts. Horrible name. By the way, how he fell to 5th just blows my mind. Joe, you rolled a 1-0. You're in 2nd place in the league by standings. And Boner Pills falls to 0-1, 8th place. Get better, John. Do better. Next matchup, we have an unexpected shootout, ladies and gentlemen. This was like Miami going to Texas A&M. Nobody really saw this coming. Good effort by both teams, but still around their game, I think. High scoring game. Three Rays who finished 5th place last year. Overall, worst record, worst winning percentage, worst points scored. Joe.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you. You're frozen on my end. I'm sorry.
Am I still frozen?
No, you're good now.
Okay. So we'll try to get through this really quickly. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Joe, you rolled a 1-0. John falls to 0-1. Next matchup, Dirty Randy's. Highest point total of the week. Most disappointing for Mason is going to be Darren Waller and Ron Akers. 9.63 points on 22 touches. Do you agree with that, Joe?
Yes.
Cool. Most impressive is going to be 4 players in the 20s. That's Pat Mahomes, Austin Eckler, Tony Pollard, Eagles defense. Good. Great. Tuna, not to be outdone, 130 points. Absolutely had himself a good day. Most disappointing on his team is going to be Josh Jacobs and Najee Harris, combined for 14.5 points. 3 players below 5.4, if I can shout that out. Still, once again, 130 points. I already did the most impressive. Oh, no, most impressive, Justin Herbert, Calvin, I like to gamble, Ridley, and Jay Jefferson at 1 and 130 point in the Jets D. That was a great overall outing by them. Would you agree, Joe?
Yes.
All right, so America's fantasy football game of the week of the century game. 2 reigning champions going against each other. Clay Major.
Same year.
Huh?
Same year. 2 reigning champions from the same year?
Yes. You're reigning champs. Okay, you're reigning champs. I survived the closest game of the week. This is always a hard-fought battle. Knuckle to knuckle brawler. I beat Andrew 113.57, 107.8. The recap for me, I had the 5th highest total of the week. Not good. I'll take the win. That's pretty great. Most disappointing, Mark, I don't have Hart Andrews. These guys should go out there and play, Joe.
Yeah. Grow a pair.
We should have access to their phone numbers, so we should personally be able to call them.
I agree.
Figure out how to play. And receivers Waddle 9.8 and Godwin 7.6. Not really good outing, but Mike Evans not targeting Tampa, so I'm happy with that. Commanders D only 20 point score. Chubb and Bijan though both over 18 points apiece.
Yo, did you see that Bijan pass touchdown? That juke? Good Lord.
Bro, I never seen a man stop like that, dude.
Madden can't make a player stop like that.
They had to pull that guy to the side to check his ankles.
That was disgusting.
So, Andrew, you had the 6th highest score of the week. Not good enough to get it done. Most disappointing, T. Hiddens joining the 0 point week 1 squad. Jesus. Oh, not looking good, guys. Dolphins D was also the 28th worst defense in the league ranked. And you started them. They only got you 5 points. So that could have been an outcome right there if you would have started probably any other defense. Most impressive, ETN and Diggs both over 20. And Kurt, we have the same mustache Cousins at 19. Your reigning champ goes to 1-0 while Andrew falls to 1. I'm in 4th place. He's in 6th. Now we get down to the nitty gritty. Am I still here, Joe?
Yep.
Okay. Have the aliens come to interfere yet?
No.
Okay, they will, though.
Not again.
We're looking to fly. Waiver wire. Andrew, you went ahead and dropped Thielen. Your name is Thielen up my cousin's.
Oh.
You dropped him. And then Dante Johnson from Pittsburgh. You also dropped him, too. Who did he add, JoJo? The Gus Bus, named after his nephew. And Hunter Henry.
Oh.
So pickups. Unspectacular, but solid. Unspectacular. Then we have the fantasy fraud. He dropped Scary Terry. Kind of a surprise move there. And then he added Puka Nakua. So that's a risky move, Kyle. Let's see if it pays off once schemes catch on to schemes and stuff. But we'll keep going because I think there's some more interesting news to get to. Run my chub with Bijan Mustard, dropped Njoku, IR Dobbins, and Commanders defense. I picked up Tua, the number 1 quarterback in the league, to back up just in case he gets hurt. Good pickup. Joe, I was eyeballing Kenneth Gainwell, and I tell you what, that decision between Tua and Kenneth kept me up a lot last night, and I went smart.
You know what's interesting is I actually did the exact opposite of you. I put Gainwell as my number 1 and Tua as my number 2.
Great minds think alike.
Here we go.
Great minds think alike. So I added Tua. I added Kyron Williams, and I also added the Saints defense. Going against Carolina, Saints is number 3 in our league right now. That's a good pickup right there. Joe, you dropped Samaje Perine and Isaiah Likely. You added the aforementioned Kenneth Gainwell and Zach Moss. Big Zach Moss guy you are. And then, Joe, do you hear that?
Is that what I hear? Is that what I think I hear?
I think it is. I think it is. Can you please sound the alarm, Joe?
Is that breaking news?
Trade alert, ladies and gentlemen. We have Brees Lightning sending Garrett Wilson of the New York Jets, the Aaron Rodgers-less Jets, to this gentleman right here.
See?
Joe, for Rachaad White and Jordan Addison. Joe, do you feel comfortable with this trade after Aaron Rodgers goes down?
I was more comfortable with it before. I had a lot of variations in my proposals to him for Garrett Wilson. After Rodgers went down, I canceled some of my proposals. This was one of the two that I left up, and he accepted it. I think that this could work out evenly for both of us. I could go into detail, but
All right, Joe. Well, I appreciate that little bit of an insight. I do. I was a little curious how it came about because he has 3 great receivers on that team.
Who does?
Did.
Who?
Kumar. Mahindra.
Well, now I have Garrett Wilson. So he originally sent me a proposal for Rachaad White. So I knew he was interested in Rachaad White. So I sent a counter proposal wanting.
Was it
Garrett
Jerry
Wilson.
Jeudy?
Huh?
Was it Jerry Jeudy?
Jeudy was not in any of them.
Okay.
No.
He offered me Jerry Jeudy. I was offended.
Okay. No, Jeudy was not in any of the proposals. But I countered with the player that I really wanted. I wanted Wilson. And so instead of just like
after this was before Aaron Rodgers went down.
We've been working on this for over a week now.
So you agreed to this after Aaron Rodgers went down?
I canceled the proposals that I was not okay with after Rodgers went down. There were some that Ayuk was involved in, and some other players, and this is one that I left up, sort of in a way of, is this the right way to think? I'm not sure. In good faith of trading, because Mahindra and I seem to make a trade every year, right? And we seem to do it in good faith of a trade that will benefit both of us, not just one person trying to get over on the other.
It's a pipeline.
So in a way, even though Rodgers is out, there is still, we're talking about last year's Rookie of the Year, right? Last year's offensive
with Mike White under center for half of those yards.
Sure. Did you see him steal the football in the end zone on Monday?
I saw that bad throw. Yes.
Yeah, it was a bad throw.
Joe, well, let me tell you that just personally, this is my grades on this trade. Okay. Do you want me to do yours or do you want me to do Mahindra's first?
Do them both. Knock them out. Let's go.
All right. Quick little shot of our sponsor, Fireball, here.
I only have one more. Down?
You don't have to do it. I'll get fired up.
I'll do it now. We're talking about my trade. Let's go.
Trade Gates. Mahindra, I give you a C+. To potential B minus. Okay.
Really?
I do think week 1 overreactions are a thing. Rachaad White still does opportunity and touches, which is always valuable. Okay. So pretty safe floor. I think Rachaad White week to week. I think that's pretty safe pick. But also Jordan Addison, this dude. He scored last week versus Tampa, and he looked great doing it. He's a good number 2, and he might be an Adam Thielen a little bit after Adam Thielen's prime. Not Carolina years, but last 3, which is good numbers.
But a good flex, but a good flex play on depending on matchup in an 8-team league, right?
Right. And you might even be able to start him if you might even be able to start him as your 3rd most weeks. Just saying. So, but that's why I give it a C+. I think it is a little good side. I think it might end up being B- depending on where these guys finish. Now, as opposed to you, I have it ranked as a C, solid C, right? If this would have been before the Aaron Rodgers trade or injury, B+, close to A-, chef's kiss. But now that Rodgers went down, his value would just drop so much, at least in my opinion, just one man's opinion. That's why I gave it a C. But it's not far off. It is very even in my eyes.
I think before the Rodgers injury, I would have, if I really wanted Garrett Wilson, his second round draft pick, I think I would have needed to give up Rashad White and Brandon Ayuk. And I'm really high on Brandon Ayuk this year. So
Did the 30-point game have anything to do with that?
I have him in 3 of my 4 leagues, but yeah, the 30-point week really helps. Hell yeah.
All right, so we got our trade rates in, Joe. Good trade by you. First trade of the year. Do appreciate it. I really do. I was happy to see that this morning going through the waiver wires, just like I was happy to see Tua. I could have sworn Andrew was going to take him before me. That's okay, because you know what that is also too, Joe? What's that called?
I don't
What's
know.
that called? That's called.
You're freezing. You're freezing.
Am I freezing now?
I just see this.
Well, I'm not doing that no more.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're unfrozen. Do it
Yeah,
again.
I think I put my hand too much. I was just doing this. See, that's you know what that's called? It's called bait. It's called bait.
Oh.
Ooh. Imagine how juicy Tua is gonna look at the trade deadline. To Andrew.
Yes.
Bingo. On to the 3P segment, Joe. We have the previews, predictions, and pretentionists brought on by the commissioner and Joe.
Yep.
First matchup, Boner Pills 0-1, 8th place, taking on Brees Lightning 1-0, 3rd place. Projected game winner is Boner Pills at this point in time, and Brees Lightning is scheduled to lose. Joe, how will the trade pay off for Brees Lightning is a storyline we can expect to look out for in this game. On the other hand, how can John bounce back from having the worst game of the league of the year so far in this matchup?
John needs more Boner Pills, straight up.
Right. That's the storyline practically in and of itself, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, I have Boner Pills taking this one. I think he's going to get on the map with a W this week. Joe, who do you have in this one?
Brees Lightning.
See, that's flattery. That's false flattery.
No.
You can get locked up for that stuff.
He had Brees Hall on his bench last week.
Yeah, because you had to see how healthy he was.
And now what do we see? The neighbor can scoot.
Wow. Watch your tone on here, okay?
Wait, what?
We're a progressive show, sir. We're getting back into it. I'm not going to let this get off track. You can keep that stuff to yourself. Feeling up your cousins at 0-1, 6th place, going against Love Train.
Change your name, Andrew. Get it together.
I know. Why do you drop the guy you named your team after 1 week? The projected winner of this one, Joe, this is incredible. Here are these points. 91.01 to 91.89. Tuna's expected to win. Yeah. That's a 0.81 difference, 8.8 difference.
To be fair, may I interject for a moment?
Yes, absolutely can.
Both teams that you just mentioned, their team names are named after players that neither of them have on their team.
Oh, yeah, it's super weird. This is like the unorthodox bowl. That's what I'm going to call this. Yeah, true. That's a good point.
At least Tuna had Aaron Rodgers. He would overpay for Aaron Rodgers in the drafts in years before.
He's just a Green Bay stand.
He's still sitting on the waiver wire.
Yeah. He's just a Green Bay stand, bro. Green Bay Mark. Storylines in this one. Even with a loss, Tuna was the second best team last week. Can he continue that this week? Question mark. Andrew coming off a hard-fought contest. Is there enough on the roster to make adjustments? I don't think there is, Joe.
I don't know, man. I don't know for either. You know what I'm going to do for this one? If it lands on the fireball, we're going Tuna. Oh, sorry. Are you ready for predictions?
Yeah. You can get into it. I was asking a question about the storylines, but that's okay. We'll go right into predictions.
I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Lands on fireball, going Tuna. Lands on this one, we're going Andrew. Yeah, Tuna.
Oh, that was so anticlimactic. So Tuna there. Boom, boom. And then we have Thielen Cousins for commissioner. I'm going with Andrew. Your reigning champion, Joe.
Yeah, sure. Makes sense. Makes
sense.
Yeah.
So and now that gets us to our 4:00 game. Do you think it's going to be your game, Joe? Yes, the answer is yes. It absolutely is. You're going against Fantasy Messiah at 0-1 versus you. How confident are you feeling? 1 to 10.
A 10.
You just want to give me your prediction now? You're so confident?
Yeah, I'm gonna stiff arm Fantasy Messiah in the face.
That's very
To get a
very
first down,
self-centered thinking of you.
because he needs to get his fucking weight up, little boy.
Okay, well, language. It's a family show. Sir?
I thought you said we could. Wait, no. Don't turn this.
I appreciate how hyped you get. I am going to go with the fantasy. No, I'm going with Chase D's. I'm going with Joe as well. I think you do have a better team than Daniel. Daniel looks weak. I think Travis Kelce ain't going to be at full strength either. It's going to really hinder him. So, Joe, last game. Do you know what we call the last game? Do you remember?
It's America's Game of the Week of the Year of the Century game. Am I close? Was it close?
I think it is. I think that might have been the original. I don't know if I switched it up this time. It is America's Fantasy Football Game of the Week of the Century game. I need to put the year in there, though. You're right. Absolutely. I missed the year. I didn't know it to myself. Question mark. So, year in there. Run My Chubb with Bijan Mustard versus the Dirty Randys. Oh, Joe, you're gone. And we got to wait a little bit because the internet goes down. It gets there. Hello, dog. You know that. Get off the Wi-Fi.
Why'd you stop talking?
You went away. Have I been here the whole time?
I told you I was going away. I had to pour an end of the show shot, but I was gonna let you. You gotta fill the gap. You did not say you were going away. That's a lot of dead air.
I mean, yeah, I know it was horrible. Thank you for that, Joe. All your fault. Anyways, Run My Chubb with Bijan Mustard is going against the Dirty Randys. Undefeated teams, SEC Conference. Okay. Mason. 0 football watched on Sunday. Ended up scoring the most points out of anybody. Absolutely incredible. Joe, doesn't that just fire you up? Quit showing your Florida State shirt. No one cares.
Yeah, SEC's not undefeated.
Trash.
Florida State beat LSU.
So projected totals, I am expected to lose this matchup. The storylines, Battle of the Undefeateds, as I said, Mason put up the highest score while Commish put up the lowest winning score. Woo! Also, the return of Mark Andrews filled me up. With that being said, Joe, who is your pick?
Who are the Falcons playing this week?
It don't matter with Bijan, bro. It don't matter. Who are they playing?
No, I don't know.
Green Bay. They're playing Green Bay.
Oh, yeah. Well, then you. All day.
Uh-oh. Give a cheer for the Buccaneers.
Go Bucks.
Give a cheer for the Buccaneers.
How dope is this shot glass? Let's go.
That's the greatest shot glass of all time.
Is that
Joe's picking me? I'm picking myself, as I always do, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your show. This is week 1. Try to come at you next week. Hopefully we can fix up a couple of the problems here. Joe, it wasn't too bad tonight, right? Other than the dead air segment you did.
Welcome back, Commish.
Thank you. We will get this uploaded, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, Joe, thanks for being here. Always a pleasure to have you. You can get started. There's no point to hide it now. Joe, tell the people.
I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
Oh no, I have 3 more things. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Right down here, down low, down at the bottom. Like, subscribe. Hit it.
That's it. Unofficial sponsor. Official sponsor, Fireball. Thank you for being here. I have been your host, Clay Major. This has been my co-host, Joe Lozier. We will entertain you next week at the same time, at the same hour, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Thanks for giving us a shot. Welcome back. It's football. Love you, Joe. No play on music, so I'll just do elevator music with my mouth.